Marcus, the Eurozone performing rather better in the last quarter of last year than people thought it might do.
Yes, you're right there, Tom. There are growing hopes that the recovery is taking hold among the 18 countries that used a single currency. Between October and December, the Eurozone economy grew by 0.3% in comparison to the 3 previous months. That's still a low figure, but it is a pickup from the third quarter when growth came in at a measly 0.1%. Let's take a look at the breakdown across the Eurozone. The German economy grew by 0.4% and the French figure came in slightly better than expected at 0.3%. And when it comes to Italy, it was the country's first positive growth figure since 2011, a growth figure there of 0.1% in comparison to the previous month during the fourth quarter. France is under scrutiny on fears that the Eurozone's biggest economy is stalling. Second biggest economy, I should say. Speaking earlier, the French finance minister acknowledged that growth is still low, but he denied that France is the Achilles heel in the Eurozone.
This shows that France is a country that has great capability and capacity. We have to stop with the French bashing. We're not the sick man of Europe. We're a leader country of the Eurozone. Our capacities for resilience and for bouncing back are extremely high, as long as we're able to boost investment and innovation.
Pierre Moscovici speaking there of the French economy. And as you've been hearing here on France 24, Italy's Prime Minister Enrico Letta has resigned. It's widely tipped that he'll be succeeded by Matteo Renzi. Renzi is seen to be pushing a reform agenda, and investors, they seem to like the prospect of him in power. Let's take a look at the Italian stock market and how it closed on Friday. It was up 1.6% on the prospect of Matteo Renzi becoming Prime Minister. All of the main markets, as you can see here in Europe, also ended above the flat line on that better than expected Eurozone growth figure that I told you about before. Over in the United States this hour, with just around about 40 minutes of trading to go, we're seeing a positive picture as well, with the S&P 500, the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones all in positive territory. Now, we saw earlier that factory production dropped sharply in January by 0.8%. That doesn't seem to have put much of a dampener on trading, though. The Nasdaq, for instance, is at a 13.5-year high. Let's talk you through a few other business stories that we're watching for you. Brazil slipped into a recession during the second half of 2013. That's according to preliminary figures from the Brazilian Central Bank. They show the economy contracted by 0.2% between October and December. It looks set to raise the pressure on the Brazilian government and President Dilma Rousseff. The costs of winter storms and harsh weather in the United States are racking up. Figures put together by the Associated Press show U.S. airlines have cancelled 75,000 flights since the 1st of December. It's the highest number in 25 years. According to a survey by CNBC, severe winter weather has also cost the U.S. economy $50 billion in lost productivity. And another story we're watching, Airbus has announced it's buying the small German lender Salzburg München Bank. It's a bid by Airbus to get easier access to capital, both for itself and its suppliers. The plane maker says the new name of the unit will be Airbus Group Bank. German regulators still have to give the green light to the deal before it goes through definitely. Now, they say money can't buy you love, but it can buy you lots of flowers and lots of chocolates. In case you've missed it, it is Valentine's Day this Friday, and shops, they're going into overdrive from Paris to Tokyo. Here in France, some shops, they're raking in around half of their monthly sales in just 48 hours. Catherine Clifford has more.
Roses are red, and Valentine's Day just wouldn't be Valentine's Day without them. This French florist taking full advantage of the extra demand. For days now, employees have been pulling out all the stops in the shop and online.
Today we're delivering on average a bouquet of flowers around every 35 seconds. On St. Valentine's Day we're expecting 25 to 27,000 orders.
Not just florists, but also chocolate makers and internet travel agencies see a frenzy of transactions on February 14th. Some make up to half of their monthly sales in just over 2 days. The holiday's not just confined to Europe and the United States, giving vendors the world over a boom to their profits. In South Korea, couples have begun celebrating their love by buying matching outfits.
Because we love our girlfriends a lot, we just want to look more like them. We want to mimic them and be with them every day. So we agree to wear identikit outfits.
And in Japan, it's the women who buy Valentine's chocolates for the men.
If the roles were reversed, I'd love to be given chocolates by a man. I hope it happens at least once in my life.
Japanese women don't limit these chocolatey gifts to their other halves. They also fork out for their male friends and colleagues.
I haven't received any chocolates as of yet. We still have a few hours to go of Valentine's Day here in Paris. So to those of you out there who know me, please give me chocolates. I wouldn't mind some.
Well, you've got 2 hours and 40 minutes to turn that.
Exactly.
Turn that around,
The clock
Marcus.
is definitely ticking, Tom.
Well, I hope someone out there, wherever they may be, remembers you on Valentine's Day. Thank you very much indeed for the business summary there, Marcus Carlson. It's time now for a check of what's got people clicking, blogging and sharing in cyberspace. Web News is next.